Hey everybody, boy Tony Kelly, I'm back. This is part two. I got the plastics off. It didn't take me very long to do that. And I just wanted to kind of show, got my phone charging on my battery unit here. So my phone is charging right now. And yeah, this is it. I'm gonna set my phone right here. So this is what it looks like. It's all broken down. And not completely broke down. Haven't taken the engine off. We're gonna wait another day on the engine because I might have to drain out some fluids and things like that. I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos, and you got to drain out the gasoline and stuff like that. It might have some gasoline in there and oil and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna wait on that before we drain it. But my goal today was just to come over and do an overall inspection of it, and I wanted to show you guys what it looks like. So this is what the front end plastics look like. Let me give you guys a better look here. So just bear with my cinematography here. We're gonna do an overview of what everything looks like. And like I said, I am not a mechanic. I've worked on cars before. I used to put in hydraulic systems. I used to have hydraulics on my Riviera, on my Monza, and I've done basic mechanics a little bit. I actually had some high school mechanic class. Nori Del Rio. You guys know what I'm talking about? Nori Del Rio. I had summer school automotive at high school in Sacramento. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like, folks. So I want to give you guys, like I said, an overview. You guys tell me what you guys think. And like I said, this is definitely going to be a project that I'm going to be trying to put together. And I'm not going to try. I'm going to actually do it. And like I said, we're going to show you how the motor. We got the differential. I know you guys can't see, but the differential's right around here where my hand is. It's coming all the way up to here. It's been like a drive shaft, and then it goes into the main engine, and then it actually has another motor in the front. So this is four-wheel drive. It has has another motor in the front, or either linkage to a linkage. It may not be a complete motor. It might just be linkage, and you can shift gears. So it was allowing the other four wheels in the front to give you that four-wheel drive. But we're not really concerned with all that. What we're going to do is we're going to put this engine in here. We're going to build it onto some type of pulley system. Like I said, a sprocket chain, whatever, may even be belt driven. It's going to be all electric. And that motor's going to pull, that motor's going to push these wheels. It's going to be nice. We are going to change these tires out later on, I think. Some of them, they look kind of, some of this looks kind of dry rotted. The front tires, they don't look at that in good shape. So we're going to probably change those tires out. And just from looking at what I looked at today, watching the videos and stuff, a lot of these guys that have ATVs, they changed out the whole hub. It looks like they changed out the whole hub so they was able to put on like car tires. You know what I'm saying? So let me just sit on here for a minute. I need to sit down. My back is hurting. The alarm keeps going off. My storage has some cars over here, and they're kind of like pieces of cars, but I guess they got an alarm on there. So that's why the alarm keeps going off. It hears me talking and things like that. So once again, this is part two. Me sitting on my baby, and now you can see. Wow, you can see everything. I can see how everything is made. And this key thing is going to come off. These handlebars are going to come off. Because like I said, this is not bad. These handlebars are not that bad, to be honest with you. What I'm trying to do, and let me break down what I'm actually trying to do. I'm trying to take away the look of the ATV, because we don't want the ATV. We don't want this to look like an ATV anymore. Because if it looks like an ATV, I'm not going to be able to drive it on the street. I'm not going to be able to drive it on the sidewalks. I'm not going to be able to drive in the bike lane. So what we're doing is we're taking it apart to where we just have the suspension of the ATV. As far as the combustion engine right here, what is this? This is where you pull it. This is where you start it right here. Oh wow! As far as this combustible engine and all this stuff, what is this? Oh, this is the gear. That's nice. I like that. Anyway, as far as the combustible engine and stuff, we're not trying to have any of that. We want this thing to be as quiet as possible. As far as the springs and everything, we're going to keep all the springs, the suspension. We're going to paint it all up. We're going to make this thing look nice. So the goal is to, like I said, that's my spare time. This is my hobby. So we'll paint it. We'll make it look good. We'll take it to the next level. But we're not trying to, like I said, do no off-roading and all that kind of stuff. These wheels are going to definitely probably change. I like the big wheels, but I want flatter ones, And I was looking at some ATVs today. I would like to have a tilt. This thing does not tilt down, so I would like to have a tilt. And like I said, these handlebars may change too, because like I said, the goal is to make it into something else. You know, take it to that next level. So this is engine, stop, turn off. We may still use some of these keys and stuff like that. I mean, the switches. I like some of the switches that they have on here. Neutral, reverse. That's cool. I can make these lights light up. You know, it's things that I can still keep on here, but I've taken off the gas tank, which is right here. That was pretty simple. Gas tank just popped right off. Gas tank, the seat, the front plastic, the back plastic. We got this. I got part of the bumper still there, and the reason I'm going to keep that is because that's where the toy car is going to mount onto that, and then the toy car is going to mount onto the back of here. So we want to keep the same length that we have here, but we also, like I said, now this particular bar right here, between here and here, we may chop this bar, but that might change the structure. So I don't know if we're going to chop this bar or not. I think we're going to chop it though. I think we're going to cut here, we're going to cut here, and we're going to cut here, and that way our legs can drop down. My legs can drop down like a normal mobility cart. Let me see how I'm sitting on here. I'm not sitting straight, so if I'm sitting here, my legs are pretty normal right here, to be honest with you. The seat's going to be a little higher. So with the seat being a little higher, I'll be sitting up like this, okay? And that's what I'm kind of measuring out. I may start bringing the other scooter over here in the next couple days and start taking it apart and get a visual on how everything's going to sit. I think that's what I like to do that. You know, I'm not about doing a whole lot of measuring. What I do is I'm into basically just doing it. I'm the kind of person that just does it. Like I said, I'm not an auto mechanic technician. I'm not a mechanical engineer. I can say I'm a mechanical engineer, but I don't have a degree, put it that way. So I can say, yeah, I'm a mechanical engineer. This is mechanical, and I'm trying to engineer something. I'm trying to engineer something that's completely, I'm trying to modify something. So I'm actually engineering something right now. So, like I said, this is definitely going to be a cool project. And like I said, it's just a matter of time. So, your boy Tony from Cali. This is what I do. Once again, don't hate, don't wait, don't procrastinate. Just donate. Like I said, our motor is going to be, we don't know exactly where the motor is going to go yet. Originally, I was going to do the chain sprocket, but when I got this, like I said, it was good to me. It's not the pick of my choice. It's not the one that I would have picked out, but it was free. So by it being free, hey, beggars can't be choicy. The one that I would have picked would have had a sprocket in the back with a chain, and then that would have been just so easy to hook into, and hey, it would have been and put a throttle in here, put a electronic throttle. I already have a throttle. I already have the motor controller. Okay, got that a long time ago. Got that months and months and months ago. So got the motor controller, got the throttle. Throttle was like $14. The motor controller, that was like $40. And then the motors, like I said, these things are just really cheap. But as far as putting it together and thinking about it and put the whole concept of putting it together, that's the hard part for a lot of people. For me, like I said, it's challenging. It's gonna be fun. All these bolts and stuff are all loose. That's where the gas tank was bolted down. That's cool. We may use all that. But like I said, my main thing is I may come in here in the next couple of days, and I may take my grinder, and I may end up cutting this whole bar and this assembly. I may take all this out. And like I said, this engine, I don't care about the engine, just throw it away. I'm just gonna toss it. So I wanted you guys to see what's going on. Once again, this is part 2 of the build of the ATE vehicle broadcaster. We're gonna call this the broadcaster transport, and this baby's gonna get me around. That turning ratio. Okay, wide turning. I like that. What happened was the reason I'm gonna tell you the reason that I wanted to go with this is because I had a little accident. My other mobility scooter, I actually I was working on it one day, and I was working on the motor controller. I don't know if I told you guys the story, and it actually took off and it hit a brick wall. It was a brick wall right in front of me. It hit a brick wall similar to this brick wall, and I was very fortunate and glad that it hit the brick wall and it didn't hit anybody else, because it was like in a residential area. It could have hit somebody, could have hit a kid or anything like that. So it was a dangerous project, but I didn't expect for it to take off. And what happened was I left the key on. And with the electrical engine, leaving the key on is just, you remember there was one guy who got killed. The guy that got killed, that was there was a lot of people that got killed from cars, you know, just rolling over them and things like that. But the guy who was playing in Star Trek as Chekhov, yeah, he got killed. His car ran back over him and things like that. So that's the thing that can happen. You have to be very careful with electrical, with any vehicle. And the key was on, and I was back here tinkering around, and the fuse had popped. and I was bypassing the fuse, and I bypassed it somehow or something, or a wire touched, and the scooter just took off, and it took off, and the brick wall stopped it. So I was very fortunate that that happened. But going back to that, when the brick wall, when the scooter hit the brick wall, the scooter was damaged. My wheels were like, I'm trying to think how they were. I think they were out like this. Both of them were out like this, or they were in like this. I can't remember. And the alignment got all messed up because part of the structure had got bent. So that was the reason that I decided, well, I want a stronger structure. I want an ATV, and I started looking at the dimensions of an ATV, and I said, you know, this is going to be really good. And it is definitely wider, so this definitely won't go through a door. Because we're looking at, I still haven't got a 99-cent tape measure that I was supposed to pick up. We'll pick that up probably tomorrow. I think it's about 47 inches across or something like that. So it's definitely wider than the door. And the door has got to be like 30 inches or something like that. 30 inches or 29 point something. So it's wider than a door, and that's fine. But my goal was to get this structure, and I can always modify it. I can move it in. I can do all kinds of other stuff. You know, get some welding and done, and we can modify it and make it. But I'm gonna keep the width. I think I'm gonna keep the width. It's just a matter of, you know, it won't be able to go in my house anymore. Or you know, when I get my house, if I get a house, I'll get a garage. Or if I get a garage, it'll be, you know, it'll be perfect for a garage. But it won't be able to go in the house anymore. Things like that. And it looks like I don't have that to worry about right now because I don't have a house, right? Okay. You guys know my situation. I'm out here, man, on the streets. So this is perfect for me being out here on the streets. So, with all that said and done, don't hate, don't wait, don't procrastinate. I won't take up too much of you guys' time. This is part 2, part 3 of me just wanting to today. I just wanted to kind of take this thing apart. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm all dusty and crusty. You can see I'm very dusty and crusty today from messing around with this thing, but I'm very happy, and I feel like we're making some progress. So I just wanted to say thank you guys for supporting me out there, and like I said, a man has got to have a hobby. A man's got to have something else to think about. Now, I'm going to tell you where I'm at. Actually, this is going to be really trippy out. When you watch the gambling casinos, man, this is actually pretty good. When you watch the gambling videos, I was always talking about the Palms, and I was always at the Palms and spending money at the Palms and things like that. Well, it's ironic enough to say that my storage is right across the street from the Palms. I didn't realize that until, well, let me show you this. Let me show you this video. So if you look right up here, you can see the Palms. Make sure I'm showing you this correctly. You see that big building right there? So that big building right there is the Palms. So it's very ironic to say that sometimes you come back around in full circle. And if you walk down the street, that's where the Palms is. Okay? So that's where my storage is. And here we are. So I just wanted to kind of show you that, guys, that because this took me away from the Palms. This is taking me away from thinking about all that kind of stuff and gambling and trying to be rich and making all that money and all that kind of stuff. And you know, this is gonna be a hobby for me. Look at all these wires. So a lot of wires is all cut and nothing plugged up. You know, like I said, if I was trying to restore this thing might be a headache. But I ain't trying to restore it. My goal is to make it into something else. And you can see this whole front end right here. This is going to be easy to work with. All I got to do is take off that bottom bumper probably. I might leave that on there. And just build a toy car around that. That's going to be fun. And the back end is going to be a lot of fun to play around with. Okay, there's a differential right there. So if I go all the way down, let's go all the way down here. I can show you guys this. That's good. One thing about this camera, I can just go really deep. That's the differential right there. So the differential, it's got a drive shaft. You can see the drive shaft a little bit. That drive shaft is where I've got to connect in somehow, and I've got to work on that. It's all going to be trial and error. We're going to figure it out. This is, once again, this is the engine that's on here is a 300cc engine. Okay, Kawasaki 300cc. I just picked up a spark plug a little while ago. I think one of the spark plugs he took off. Let me see. Maybe that was an extra spark plug. So that's what the engine looks like. And that's pretty much it. So I am just so happy, folks. You guys don't know how happy, how thrilled I am about this project. And like I said, it's going to change my life a little bit, I think, you know. But we're going to sign off. I'm your boy Tony from Cali. And once again, this is the project. Love you guys. Peace and love to everybody out there. thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting me and you know, being with me through this time in my life. And we're gonna sign off. Okay, I love you guys. Peace and love. Don't hate. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Donate.